Tēnā tātou katoa, ngā mihi nui kia koutou katoa, ko Dina Aoro tōku ingoa. So I'm Dina, I'm a community health worker and I work in the Hutt Valley, so I work for the Hutt Union and Community Health. We have 2 clinics, one in Petone and one in Pōmari. As you might know, Pōmari is the community that got demolished of 100 state houses and replaced with 20 state homes. So our service works with some of the most vulnerable communities in the Hutt Valley, so Māori, Pacific, refugee and low-income peoples. So we have a population of 7,000 in our registered clients, and 87% of them are high need and have chronic illnesses. So we work with some of the most vulnerable people in the Hutt Valley. So for me as a community health worker, I look after people's social issues, and a lot of the time, and just, you know, in the last few years, housing has been one of our major things that we've had to address for people and support them in. So we're finding that an increasing number of people and families are requiring emergency housing. They have to move into motels, and like Teresa just told the story, there are many people like that. So it's a temporary measure that MSD put in place, so they will house you in emergency houses for 7 days, and then you have to go back to them to see whether they will approve you for another 7 days. And so this could go on and on, and you don't always stay in the same motel. You get to move around, so you've got to pack your whole family up and go to another place. So it's very disruptive, and, you know, kids' schooling gets interrupted, and there's a whole lot of factors that occur there. So there's one story, but had a single mum who had, she was evicted from her Housing New Zealand home because of rent arrears, which came about due to her finishing work and going on a benefit. And there were other issues as well. So she needed emergency accommodation. She went to MSD, they put her up in a motel. After she had been there for a week, she went back again, they moved her to another place. So she had been in their different motels for over 5 weeks. She was then told that if she still required emergency housing, she would have to repay the money that they paid for that. And their reason being was she wasn't showing to be actively seeking alternative accommodation. She had 35 pieces of evidence from emails, from rental places saying that she had been seeking. They also suggested that they could buy her a bus ticket and she could go back to where she was from. So all up, she was in emergency accommodation for 4 months. She then moved to live with her brother, who was in a Housing New Zealand place, effectively putting him and his family at risk because they were breaching their tenancy. So all up, she guessed that MSD paid $13,000 for the whole of her emergency accommodation. She had to repay $3,000 of that. So in hindsight, they could have paid her rent arrears all those months ago, and it would have cost them less than $2,000. So, you know, this is just one of many cases that we've had to deal with. If we added up all that money that has been spent on emergency housing, we could have built a small village. So I just want to say to you, let's remember this whakatauki, he aha te mea nui o te ao, he tangata, he tangata, he tangata. Kia ora koutou.